defendants present, all counsel are present, jury and also present. So when I said I'm off next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday,
do you, on this interview, January 9th of this year, do you remember telling Mr. Levine and his investigator that what Austin had described happening was correct that night? That you went to this strip mall in order to kill Fabio?
I probably said something like that somewhere.
Okay. And that when you heard from the defendant, from Monica, that Fabio was going to pick up food from a Chinese restaurant, that your thought was, let me go get this guy.
Yeah, I probably said something like that to them.
I'm sorry?
I probably had said something like that to them.
Okay. During this same interview where you were told that Austin talked about what had happened on the night of January 22nd of 2017, did you tell Mr. Levine and his investigator that you're the only one who knows everything?
Yes.
But yet you wanted to hear Austin's interview, correct?
Yes.
Even though you knew everything. Right?
Yes.
And on this day, were you provided with a recording of Austin's statements that he made here in Los Angeles regarding the January 22nd, 2017 attempt to kill Fabio?
I never heard any audio.
Were you provided with a transcript?
No one provided me a transcript.
Were you read anything regarding his interview about January 22nd of 2017?
I don't remember what dates, but there was pieces of some type of transcript read to me, pieces of it, and I don't remember what day it was.
Regarding the January 22nd attempted murder?
No, I don't know about. No, it was just information off a transcript. It was like being read, scanned quickly, and so I really wasn't paying attention like that. So
you weren't paying attention to the thing that you had asked to see?
No, not at that time, because it wasn't. It didn't sound like anything.
It didn't sound like anything.
Yeah, it didn't sound anything. No, it didn't sound like anything. I don't remember even what was being read to me. I really don't.
Okay. But you recall there being pieces of his transcript being read to you?
Yes. And I don't even know what day it was. It was only one time. It was, I think it was just one time in CJ when it was read to me in pieces. And I couldn't even hear him.
You couldn't hear him?
I really couldn't. No, I really even couldn't hear him.
Weren't they sitting right next to you?
They were sitting in front of me, in front of a glass and mesh, and he was kind of mumbling, so I didn't really hear it.
Did you tell them I can't hear you?
No.
Can you talk louder, since it was something that you really wanted to hear about?
No, time was winding out, and I knew it wasn't even worth listening to, so no, I didn't. I don't even know what day it was, which day that was.
Okay. Did you tell Mr. Levine during this interview that you came through the backyard where Mr. Sementilli was smoking a cigarette?
It was one of the interviews. I don't know which one it was.
Okay. Or a cigar?
He was smoking something, but I'm sure it was a cigar.
Smoking something, but you're sure it was a cigar. Why are you sure it was a cigar
Because I
when you previously...
because I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know he was smoking something, and I'm sure it was a cigar.
So now you're sure it was a cigar.
Yeah, because he only smokes cigars, from what I understand.
How do you know that?
Because she told me this.
She being Monica.
Correct.
Did you ever tell Al Birdsong that you were going to go to a country that had no extradition?
Well, I don't remember that.
No?
I don't remember that.
Did you ever tell him that Monica was going to pay you $25,000 to kill her husband?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay. So you said absolutely not regarding that answer, but when I asked you if you told Al Birdsong that you thought you were going to get out and that you were researching countries that had no extradition to the United States, your answer to that was, I don't remember. Does that mean you might have said that to him?
About the 25,000, absolutely not.
Objection, move to strike, non-responsive.
It's trigger.
Again, did you tell Al Birdsong that you were researching countries that had no extradition to the United States for when you got out?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember. So you might have.
I don't remember ever saying nothing like that.
Okay. Did you tell Al Birdsong that Monica was shopping during the murder?
No.
Did you tell Al Birdsong that Monica called to tell you when no one would be there but Fabio?
No.
Did you tell Chris Austin the same thing?
No.
Did you ever tell Al Birdsong while you were in jail that you wanted him to be your investigator so he could see all the evidence and help you get around it?
The around part, no. The investigator part, yes.
Why did you want Al Birdsong, who worked for Homeland Security, to be your investigator?
So I could see the discovery.
During this same interview at the beginning of this year with Mr. Levine and his investigator, they also told you that Mr. Birdsong had been questioned in December of 2024, correct?
Yes.
And you told them Al doesn't know anything, just like you said about Chris Austin, right?
I believe so. I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Just like you said, Chris Austin knows nothing. You're the only one that knows.
Hello.
Correct?
Yeah, say it again, please.
Sure. You told them Al Birdsong doesn't know anything. just like you said about Mr. Austin, and that you're the only one that knows everything.
I can't I can't combine those two answers in that whole thing.
Did you say that? Yes or no?
One is yes and one is no.
Which part's yes?
The one where Al doesn't know anything, yes. Chris did.
You actually told us that you did tell Mr. Levine that Chris knows nothing.
At one point, yes, I did tell him that.
And that you didn't tell him even that you were going to the house to commit the murder. Remember we went through all of this?
Yeah, I did tell.
A few minutes
I did
before?
tell. Yeah, I did tell Levine that, Mr. Levine that, in his party.
So you lied about Chris Austin.
To Mr. Levine, yes.
And you lied about Al Birdsong.
No, I didn't.
Okay. That part was true.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ask to hear Mr. Birdsong's interview?
I can't remember. That would be standard for me, yes. It's pretty standard. I can't remember, but I would ask for that.
And then would you once again not listen when they told you about the interview?
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything.
No.
And you weren't read anything.
I wouldn't read anything about Birdsong, no.
Did Mr. Levine tell you that Al Birdsong told law enforcement that he had had sex with...
I'm going to object. You first.
Did you tell Mr. Levine that Birdsong was a mission specialist
I believe so.
and that he does logistics for agents?
I believe so.
Did Mr. Levine or his investigator tell you what Al Birdsong said?
They mentioned a few things. I just remember off.
What things did they mention to you?
I don't recall. It wasn't even in my brain worth noting.
Did you tell Mr. Levine and his investigator, I need to hear the audio or see the transcripts?
Standard, yes.
Okay. And you're saying that they told you what he said, correct?
Very briefly, small pieces, but I don't even remember what it was.
Did Mr. Levine or his investigator tell you that he had had sex with Monica on more than one occasion?
I'm sorry, that's confusing. Did you refer to Mr. Levine?
No, Mr. Birdsong.
He might have mentioned it.
And is that true?
I'm not exactly sure.
You're not sure.
No.
Why aren't you sure? Weren't you in a hotel room with
Yeah,
him
but
and Monica?
I didn't see any penis going in any vagina, so no, I can't say for sure.
Well, were the three of you naked in a motel room?
No, three of us together, no.
No. Were any of you naked in the hotel room?
Well, eventually you just take a shower.
Okay. And how many of you were naked to take a shower?
One at a time, for
Okay.
me.
So did you see any sort of sex acts taking place
No.
between Monica and Birdsong?
I did not.
Did you and Monica engage in sex acts in front of Birdsong?
I don't think we did.
You don't think?
I don't think we did. It's a long time ago. This is almost 10 years ago. But no, I don't think we did.
What about in Los Angeles? Did the three of you engage in sex acts in a hotel room?
No.
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 That time you remember.
No, that I remember.
But not in Vegas. That time you don't remember if you did or did not.
No, I did not know. In Vegas, no. LA, no.
Showing you People's 204. This is you and Birdsong and Monica in Las Vegas at the Hotel Cabana, right?
Okay.
Does that refresh your recollection as to what happened while you guys were in Vegas together?
Yeah, we just sat and had a good time party. We didn't do anything, as you're trying to say right now. No.
You said you don't remember.
I remember the cabana.
Okay. How about at some place other than the Cabana?
I remember the room too.
And?
And what?
Was any sex had
No.
between the three of you in
No.
Las Vegas?
No.
Okay. So now you remember that part.
I remember the no sex part the whole time.
Oh, okay. I thought you had told us that you didn't remember before and you didn't think
The sex part,
they
yes.
engaged in sex.
No, not in front of me, no.
Not in front of you.
No,
So
I don't know. I mean,
You don't know.
I don't know.
Did you tell Mr. Levine and his investigator that you and Monica never discussed Fabio's life insurance before the murder, but that you did discuss it after the murder?
Vaguely.
So you did say that?
Vaguely. Vaguely. I remember.
Vaguely said it?
No, to him, in this discussion, I can barely remember that conversation with him.
With Mr. Levine this January?
Correct.
So, just a couple months ago, again, you remembered all this other stuff that we've just gone through. Do you remember telling Mr. Levine that you knew Monica was trying to get the life insurance after the murder?
That part, yes. I do know that.
Okay, so you do remember that.
Asked and answered.
Oh, rule.
And you had conversations while you were in Las Vegas with Monica and Ron and Michelle Ray about Monica buying a property or a house in Las Vegas where you would live, right?
We talked about getting her property for Las Vegas for her.
Not for you.
No, that's for her.
I see. So you and Ron and Michelle and Monica talked about Monica buying property in Las Vegas for Monica.
We were talking about buying property for her, period.
In Las Vegas.
Yes.
And did you talk to Ron and Michelle about maybe Michelle being a real estate agent helping Monica out to buy, show her around and show her some properties?
It's a long time ago, probably. I don't remember. I can't be direct, but I'm sure we did. I can't be sure. It's a long time ago. But I know we did talk about getting property for
In
her,
Vegas.
for Monica.
And this was a property in Las Vegas where you were also going to live, right?
No. This
So
was specifically for her.
Well, you told Ron in a message, as well as during a lunch in Las Vegas, that you and Monica were going to be living together, right?
I don't remember the conversation.
And when Ron asked for Monica's last name, you said just put Baker in your phone, right?
I don't recall.
You don't recall that?
This is 8 years ago. I don't remember all this.
Do you remember Monica writing in red lipstick on your bedroom mirror, Mrs. Baker,
I don't remember that either.
in 2016?
I don't remember that either.
You don't remember that?
I don't. It's a long time ago.
Bless you. Let's talk about your final interview with Mr. Levine and his investigator that took place last week. The report says March 11th, the notes say March 10th, so one of those 2 days at the beginning of last week. Do you remember which day it was that you spoke with Mr. Levine and his investigator?
No.
Okay. So you don't remember if it was last Monday or if it was last Tuesday?
Sometimes I don't know what day it is in that jail.
Okay. And do you remember being interviewed both in the morning and in the afternoon? Twice that day.
I remember the evening one more than anything.
Okay. Do you remember also being interviewed at 9:42 in the morning?
Not really.
Okay.
Not
Do you
really.
remember telling Mr. Levine's investigator that you and Mr. Birdsong would talk about old cases and TV and hypothetical situations in person?
Yeah, just general conversation.
Hypothetical murder cases, correct?
Hypothetical, everything.
Okay.
Just general conversation guys have.
You were just having general conversation.
We always do.
Okay. And on this date,
Did she read the entire sentence?
Yeah.
Again, if she doesn't, you can.
again, on this date, whether it was March 10th or March 11th, was it recorded, either one of those sessions?
No, not that I know of.
And were notes taken?
I think so, yeah. I saw
By
it.
who?
Probably by Mr. Dawson.
Did you see that?
I can't recall. I wasn't paying attention to all this.
Did you take any notes?
I can never take notes.
Okay. Did he go over with you any notes that he had taken?
No.
No. This was last week the first time that you mentioned to Mr. Levine and or his investigator about your plan to kill Fabio way back in July while you were in Las Vegas in 2016, correct?
I don't remember the conversation.
This was last week.
I know. I'm telling you, I don't remember. My memory is gone. It's been this way for a while now.
Okay. And do you remember them telling you last week that they needed to know the entire truth before they call you as a witness?
That was standard for them to say that.
Okay. And then during this interview, did you tell them that you had told Al Birdsong about Monica and the fact that she was married and your girlfriend during your 2016 summer visit to Las Vegas?
It's possible. I don't remember, but I don't remember the gist of the conversation, but it's possible. If they wrote it down, something like that occurred.
Okay. And in the same conversation last week, did you tell them again for the first time that the thought of killing Fabio so you could be with Monica crossed your mind in the summer of 2016?
I think I said that. I think I did.
And that was during the same trip we talked about here, right? The one where you picked up Austin and the two of you went up to Al's.
That would have to be it. That would have to be it.
Okay. And then did you also tell them for the first time that that summer you bought a knife at Walmart or Target?
Yes.
And that it was at least 12 inches long?
I didn't measure it, but yeah,
Is that
it was
what
big.
you told them?
It was big.
And did you tell them that you were going to show the knife to Austin to test him?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you also tell them that you showed the knife to Austin while you were in Las Vegas, just like you've told us here in court?
Yes.
And did you also tell them that your plan was to stab Fabio because a gunshot would draw attention because of the noise?
Yes.
Did you tell them that Austin agreed to help you with the murder?
Yes.
And that he didn't flinch or express any doubts when you first asked him to help?
Yes.
Did you also tell them that you disposed of this 12-inch knife before the killing?
Yes.
Did you also tell them that in October or November you bought a smaller hunting knife?
Yes.
It was not a folding knife, correct?
Correct.
And you said this time the blade was no longer than 7 inches, just like you told us here, correct?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay. Did you also tell them that you knew where Fabio was at all times?
Well, yeah, in my world, yes.
Yeah, in your world, that's what you told them, right?
Meaning the term at all times in my world, yes.
Okay. And what does that mean in your world?
When it mattered that I knew where he was.
I'm sorry?
When it mattered that I knew where he was.
What do you mean when it mattered?
When I needed to know where he was, if I needed to know where he was, I would try to find that GPS location.
Why would you need to know where he was at all times?
And not all times, just when I needed to know.
And why would that be?
Just to see where he was.
Okay, but you said it was when you needed to know.
Just to, if I was going to see, there were proximity alerts, so most of the time I knew when he was leaving the house.
Proximity alerts on what?
On a GPS.
That would come through what?
A text message or an email.
A text message.
A text message or an email.
Or an email.
Yes.
Text message on a phone?
On a phone.
On which phone?
On a burner phone.
On the burner. Okay. And so again, for the first time last week, did you tell Mr. Levine or his investigator that you purchased GPS devices?
I don't recall.
This was last week.
I don't think I did.
You don't think you did?
Mm-mm.
If I were to tell you that they are in the notes that are dated March 10th.
Like I said, I don't recall.
Well, since you mentioned it in your testimony, I assume that it would be reasonable that you would ask them as well, right?
It'd be reasonable to ask them what again?
It would be reasonable that you told them about the GPS, right?
I just don't recall.
Showing you the report dated March 11th. See this, number 9? Where it says Baker said?
Okay, maybe I did tell him. Maybe I did mention the GPS devices. I
Again,
just
this
don't
is
remember.
just last week.
Yeah. I hadn't slept a day, so yeah, maybe. Yeah. But it is.
So
I did tell him.
Baker said he knew where Fabio was at all times, and it did not have anything to do with Monica telling him. Right?
Yeah, there it is.
Baker had purchased with cash, not on Amazon, with cash, 2 GPS devices.
I didn't want to tell him where I got it from.
So you were still lying to him last week.
About that? Apparently so.
Okay. He placed one on the Porsche and one on the F-150 pickup truck.
Correct. Okay. I can
Those
tell
were
him.
the vehicles that Fabio drove.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I did tell him.
Baker could follow Fabio's vehicles on his cell phone, so he could tell if Fabio was nearby or if they might run into him when he and Monica were meeting clandestinely.
Okay.
Right? You didn't use the word clandestine, I'll
No.
right?
I wouldn't use that word.
So you told Mr. Levine or his investigator, or both of them, that you paid for these 2 GPS devices in cash.
That's right. I guess that's what I told him.
And you're telling us now that was a lie as well.
About the cash part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the reality was you said you bought them through some third party, right?
Yes.
The third party where you won't tell who, right?
Correct.
Okay. Somebody else other than you.
Correct.
And then, after mentioning this GPS for the first time, after 11 interviews, did you also tell them that you removed the devices at some point from Fabio's vehicles?
Yes.
When did you remove it from the Ford F-150?
Well after the murder. is
Well
when-
after.
Yeah. It was still on the truck for a while.
How long?
Weeks. First opportunity I got.
Bless you.
When,
Bless you.
when the truck came near. When it was near, no, I'm trying to remember. It was either in Glendale. I think I took it off. I can't remember.
In Glendale.
I think it was in Glendale.
When you went to meet up with Monica at the bar.
Yes.
Okay. And did she ask you, why are you...
She didn't see it.
You did that secretly?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you remove the GPS from the Porsche, if ever?
If ever, huh? It was when I parked it the first time.
When you parked it where?
At the location at the Ventura, off the Ventura back road, at the first stop I made, when I tried to get rid of the Porsche.
When you parked it near what?
One of the back road of Ventura to the little industrial, it was the back roads to Ventura Boulevard, where the shops, I don't know exactly where it was. I don't know. I just remember how to
You
get
don't know.
there. I just don't remember the address. I just have to visually go there to know where it was.
So near what? If you
I
can
don't
visually
know.
remember, what do you remember?
The back of Ventura Boulevard?
Near what?
I don't know the street, cross streets. I don't. Everything happened quick. I just know how to get there.
But you lived in the valley, you told us, for a really long time, so you know
I
all
don't
the
know every
streets,
street.
right?
I don't know every street.
Okay. So you don't really know, sometime that night, you don't remember where, right?
I remember
Whether
where,
it's
I just don't know the address.
Okay. And you don't know what it was near?
No. They had no signs in the backs, you know.
Now, you also told us that you didn't see Monica during the holidays, and that made you upset, and that's why you decided to kill Fabio. But then again, you also told us that you were already planning it from the summer before. Do you remember having a conversation?
It's facts, not in evidence. Planning, setting,
Yes. Why don't you rephrase it?
Sure. You told us that you planned the murder in the summer of 2016. You went out, you bought a knife, you sent money to Chris Austin in Alaska to come down. You picked him up, you drove to Al Birdsong's house in Vegas, and then you talked to him about the murder, just test him out to make sure he would be on board, and you showed him the knife, right?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. Do you remember during the holiday time prior to New Year's in 2016 having a conversation with Monica's sister after playing racquetball with her?
I remember talking to Monica's sister at one point. I don't know all the dates.
Do you remember her inviting you to their New Year's Eve party?
I don't remember that.
Do you remember telling her that you couldn't come because you don't drink?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember?
I don't remember the conversation. I'm sure it happened, I just don't remember it.
The statements that you made to her about not drinking, would that be true or a lie?
For the most part, I didn't drink, but I did drink. When I was with Ricky, I drank. Yeah.
During this interview last week, did you change your story about where you found the gold coins?
For here, no.
I'm sorry?
My sworn testimony, no.
Last week, when you were speaking with Mr. Levine and his investigator, did you change your story about where you found the gold coins?
On paper, it looks like I did, but the way I explained it, it was not the way it sounded. But it would sound like I changed it for sure.
So is your answer yes?
In my mind, no, I didn't change the story. I didn't go into detail.
You did, actually.
No, I didn't.
Do you remember telling them last week that you found the gold coins on a table on the patio after you killed Fabio?
I could have said that.
Okay. So, again, you added more detail and you said there was also some papers on the table dealing with the coins.
Well, it was in the envelope. It wasn't in the envelope.
Again, did you tell them there was also some paperwork on the table dealing with the coins?
I could have said that, but it was all together, yes.
So you took the time when you were in this rush to read the papers?
I didn't read it.
So how did you know the paperwork dealt with the coins?
I didn't know that.
As you said.
I didn't know that. I'm assuming that. I had no idea.
You assumed it.
Yeah, I didn't read it. I didn't care.
I see. So last week when you had, again, yet another interview with Mr. Levine and his investigator, you told him that the coins now were not in the house, they were on the patio on a table with some paperwork on the table dealing with the coins. Remember that?
That's what I assumed, yes.
Did you also tell them that there may have been a safe in the house, but you didn't know where?
I wasn't sure where it was exactly.
But the other day when you testified, I think it was yesterday, you said you knew the safe was in the bedroom. So what changed between last week when you had your conversation with them and when you testified?
I'm still not sure where that safe is. I'm still not sure. I'm just guessing.
Oh, you guessed?
I really don't remember where that safe is. I know it's in there.
Okay. You know it's in there because
I thought
why?
I saw it, because I thought I saw it.
Saw it. When did you see it?
I don't remember when. I don't have a date.
Okay. The day of the murder, sometime prior to the murder?
No, sometime prior.
Do you remember telling Mr. Levine and his investigator that on January 22nd, when you went out to kill Fabio through Chris Austin, that you parked in the rear lot of the shopping center?
I picked him up at the rear lot of the shopping center.
Okay. Do you remember saying that
I don't
you
remember.
parked there?
I can't recall.
If you told him that, would that have been true?
That I was parked there in the back of the... No, I wasn't parked there, but I know I went back there.
Showing you the report, again, from last week, number 18. He and Austin drove to the Faux restaurant. Baker parked in the rear of the shopping center. Austin walked around to the front where the restaurant was located. Does that refresh your recollection about what you told them?
Not really. I don't remember all this. There's too much information.
Well, it's information you provided, right?
Exactly, but to quote it like this, I don't remember what was before that or after it. There was a lot more being said besides all that one point.
What did you say after that?
I don't remember. It's just a lot of information. We were just rambling and talking and talking.
You.
Yeah, they would ask me questions. I would try to answer and then explain it. And so this is paraphrased. I'm sure it's paraphrased.
Okay. And then do you remember telling them, right after that, a short time later, Austin came back to the car and he said he couldn't do it?
Yes.
And you said you figured that Austin either developed cold feet or there were too many people around, right?
Right.
And for whatever reason, Austin didn't kill Fabio that Sunday.
Right.
So here, contrary to the story you told the jury this week, you didn't drive around and go to some location nearby where you could keep eyes on the lot and the people. You stayed in the lot, and a short time later, Austin came back to the car, right?
Wrong.
Okay. So you're saying you did tell them about driving around somewhere, parking somewhere between the two different restaurants on Ventura Boulevard where you could see things?
I don't remember the conversation, but I'm sure I did. I don't remember the exact conversation because there's a lot of stuff missing from this. There was a lot more being said, so these are just paraphrased.
Did you see again, as you were describing the fact that you parked in the lot, someone taking notes?
One more time, please.
Did you see notes being taken?
Oh, he's always taking notes. You're talking about Mr. Dawson. Yeah, he's always taking notes.
Anybody?
Usually it's always Dawson taking notes.
So your recollection now is that you did say that you were driving around in the area and parking on Ventura so that you could see things, as opposed to being parked in the back lot.
I didn't park in the back lot. I picked him up in the back lot.
Okay.
It wasn't even a lot. It was a back alley. It was like a back road.
There's a parking lot there. We all saw the photographs.
But I didn't pick him up at the lot. I picked him up in a back road behind there.
Oh, so you didn't even pick him up in the parking lot?
No, it was like a back road.
I see. Not a parking lot.
No, I would try to stay out of the parking lot. It was like a back road behind the lot, like I don't know, it's hard to describe without seeing it.
So if this is what Mr. Dawson or Mr. Levine or both of them heard, that would be false, right?
I'm going to object, Your Honor, that call for stipulation. The phrase.
No, it's overruled.
Is that what you're saying?
I guess the wrong word would be false, yeah.
Well, it says-
lot and road. Yes, they're two different things, for sure.
Parked in the rear of the shopping center.
Yeah, I guess the lot and a road are two different things, so
Okay.
yes.
During the same conversation last week, did you tell the defense that the next evening you drove the Versa to the Sementilli home and that you put Austin in the back so he wouldn't be visible?
In the Sementilli home? No.
In the Versa.
No, we never went to the house in the Versa.
Well, you went toward the house
Oh,
in the
okay.
Versa,
Yes,
right?
that part is true.
And that you put him in the back, right? Not in the front passenger, in the back, correct?
Read, I'd like to ask her to read it accurately.
Again, you can clarify.
Did you say that? That
Did
you
I say
put
what?
Austin in the back so he wouldn't be visible?
At my apartment, yes.
Did you also tell Mr. Levine and Monica's team last week that you previously lied to them to protect Austin?
Yes.
Would it be safe to say that you care about Monica more than you care about Austin?
I care about both.
Okay. The same?
No, she's in a different relationship with me.
She's a more important relationship, right?
Just a different one. They're still the same.
They're the same.
I said that.
So when you say that they're the same, you said that you lied to protect Austin, meaning you'd also lie to protect Monica.
There's no reason to lie to protect Monica.
Other than the fact that you said on tape that you would lie to protect her.
True.
Right?
Yes.
And that she's here charged with murder, the same murder and conspiracy that you pled to. Right?
Yes, I did plead that.
Did you also tell them that you knew that Monica would be at the Target and the Ralph's on the day of the murder?
She said she was running errands.
Did you tell them that you knew that Monica would be at the Target and the Ralph's?
I think so. I think
And
I said
this
it.
was in your statement that you gave last week,
Yeah, I think so.
okay? During this same conversation, did you also tell them that you got rid of the large knife, the 12-inch knife, that you showed to Austin and bought a different knife?
Eventually, yes.
And when was that?
I don't have dates. I don't remember. It was later, though.
Before the holidays or after?
It was before the holidays.
And when did you buy the new knife?
I don't have an exact date. I don't remember. It was probably, I don't know. I don't want to give you a date because I don't know. I don't know the exact dates.
How long before the murder?
I don't have exact dates. A couple of months.
Couple months.
Yeah,
So-
1 or 2 months.
So you bought the new knife before you disposed of the 12-inch blade?
Now the 12-inch was gone long before.
You
Or
just-
whatever, the big one was gone long before.
I see. Long before the holidays then?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you dispose of the 12-inch knife? The 12-inch bladed knife?
Trying to remember where I put it. There was a construction site. I was gonna try to sell it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want nothing connected to it, so I threw it in a construction site.
I see. Where was this construction site?
It was a couple of blocks from my house,
Okay.
or from my apartment. Excuse me, my apartment. They were working on something.
I'm sorry?
They were working. There was a big construction site, so I just dumped
what
it into a
street?
hole. I don't. It's on Ben Owen, and I don't know the cross street. It's before Canoga.
Okay. And the new knife that you bought, where did you buy that?
Walmart.
And when did you buy that one?
I don't remember the exact date.
But you said it was a couple months before the murder.
Correct.
So maybe October, November?
I don't have the yeah, maybe October, November.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe October, November.
On the day of the murder, did you tell Mr. Levine and Company that you met up with Monica at the Target?
If they wrote it down, I might have said it.
And is that also when you got to the Target that you purchased, you said, certain items? I think you told us gloves.
It was gloves and I think maybe some pants or something.
Gloves and pants.
I'm thinking it was pants too. It's been a long time, so I don't remember it all.
Okay. And the gloves and the pants, that was to use in the murder?
Yes, the gloves were for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not for racquetball. That was for the murder.
I think it was gloves and pants. Pants for sure. I'm trying to remember.
Pants for sure.
Pants for sure. Yeah, pants for sure.
Okay. And the gloves, right?
I'm thinking
the
I
murder.
did. I
You
think
told
I
us
bought
about
gloves.
that.
Yeah, I think I bought gloves too.
And then did you go somewhere to change into the pants and the gloves?
No.
So where did you put those on?
When I moved to that location I told you about earlier, where when I parked the car before we took off on foot.
To hike the 2 miles to the house, right?
Correct.
At any point in time, did you tell Mr. Levine and Company last week that Austin was in the Versa in the parking lot?
Yes, he was. And yes, I did say that to him.
You did say that?
Yes.
Okay. If it wasn't anywhere in the report or the notes, is that because you never bothered to mention it to them?
I don't know why it wasn't in there.
And you have a clear recollection of that part, even though you told us your...
Where he was?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
And so you're sure that you would have told them about that last week?
I'm not sure of anything I've talked about with them because it was a lot, so I'm not sure.
But you just told us that you did
I'm sure
tell
where
them.
he was. I'm sure where Austin was.
And my question was, did you tell that to them
I don't remember.
at any point in time, ever, in any of, let's say, the 13 conversations?
I don't remember.
So a couple minutes ago when I asked, you initially said you did tell them, and you don't know why it wouldn't be in the notes or the report. Is your
don't.
answer different now that you might not have because you don't
I
remember?
just don't remember.
You might have never mentioned that Austin was in the car.
I don't remember if I did or not. But I remember where he was.
Okay. Did you also tell them last week that Monica had given you the program to view her surveillance cameras?
I had some type of access. I can't remember if it was a program or a window. I can't remember, but I did have some type of access to it.
And remember telling them that you put it on your cell phone and a computer.
Correct.
Which cell phone would that have been on?
That one would have been on my actual phone.
Which phone?
My actual phone.
Which one? We talked about the Samsung 4, the 6, and the 8.
The one with my number on it. I don't know which one it was. It probably was a 6, I'm guessing.
And where's that phone?
I have no idea.
Did you get rid of it?
No.
You didn't get rid of it.
No.
Other than being with you at the time you were arrested on June 14th of 2017 in your apartment or in your vehicles, where else could it have potentially been?
I lost it in South Carolina.
Oh, you lost it now.
I did. I actually called it in.
Oh, okay. You lost the phone while you guys were in South Carolina in May.
I lost it in South Carolina.
Why didn't you say that first when I asked you where it was? And you said you don't know where, but you didn't get rid of it.
I'm not sure I was supposed to. I'm trying to answer your questions exactly as you put them.
Okay. And you said you also put it on your computer, the program to access Monica's home security system.
There was a way to do it, but yeah, I can't remember it offhand. But
I'm going to object, Your Honor. This states what's in
Which
So, excuse me, it's overruled.
which computer did you put it on?
my laptop.
The one that got stolen?
Yes.
Did you also tell them that you buried the knife that you used to kill Fabio Sementilli?
Yes.
Where did you bury the knife?
Somewhere close to where the Versa was. Where we left to go on foot.
Okay. And when did you do that?
The same day.
So you stopped as you were going back to the Versa when you said you were in a rush to bury the knife,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
And then did you tell them that you took Austin back to the apartment?
I can't remember.
Did you tell Chris to go back to the apartment? get
Eventually,
ready
if he
to
could.
leave.
Yes, if he could.
Okay. And then did you drive the Versa back to the apartment and pick him up on the way?
I drove down the street and picked him up and went to the bowling alley.
I see. And then did you drive him back to the apartment?
No.
You did not.
No. He never returned to the apartment.
So I thought you told us earlier that he was going back to the apartment because he had to grab his stuff.
Exactly. But there was no need since I'm going.
So you got it for him.
Whatever was there, I picked it up for him, and I don't remember what it was.
Do you remember yesterday we talked about Austin going back to the apartment and I asked you if you had given him a key to the apartment to get in?
I do remember that.
And you said you must have?
I wasn't sure, but either I must have or I told him to wait or something. I can't remember.
So he might have gone back to the apartment.
He never made it to the apartment.
I see. Do you remember telling Mr. Levine and company that after the gym, you met Austin either near a bowling alley or maybe a gas station.
They're right across from each other. So yeah, I did say that.
And which gas station would that be?
The gas station across the street from the bowling alley.
And where's that located?
I don't know the cross streets. It's on Satakoy, though. I think it's Satakoy, and I don't want to guess wrong. So it's on Satakoy for sure.
And again, during this interview, did you tell Mr. Levine and company that after taking Austin to the flyaway, you drove back to the Porsche?
Eventually, yes.
And after dumping the Porsche in the residential area, do you remember telling them last week that you went to the bus stop and took that back to the location of the Versa?
That was a lot missing in between, but yes, I did wind up at the bus stop to get back to the Versa.
Okay.
There's a lot missing in between. Like I said, everything's paraphrased.
And then did you tell them that you drove the Versa back to your apartment?
Eventually, yes.
Did you also tell them that when Monica agreed to marry you, that that was good enough?
There's a lot missing in this, but yeah.
Well, I assumed you don't want to be here more days, right?
True
So
that, very
I'm
true.
just asking you.
Yeah, but eventually it came to that statement somewhere, yes.
You did? Okay. I have I think it's a 40-second recording I want to play you of you and Al Birdsong regarding leaving the country to go somewhere if you got out of this murder case. Your Honor, can I have the audio marked as, it's going to be on,
All right. Part of what?
158?
And the transfer be 280?
Yes, thank you.
Mark.
If I may distribute them.
Yes. And you haven't seen that additional file.
No matter what, you'll know where I'm at, and you'll get information from where I'm at, no matter what.
All right.
You know, so good Lord willing, and creek will rise, and we're able to win the thing, and we're gone, buddy.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. We go hold hands and get on that Winnebago.
This call is being recorded.
Drive on the left side of the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I will.
Who's that we just heard?
That's Al Birdsong.
Okay. That would be you and Al Birdsong on this recorded call from jail, correct?
Yes.
Talking about, again, driving on the left side of the road, out of the country, right?
Talking about driving somewhere, yeah. Someone was driving somewhere.
Left side of the road, right?
Somewhere, yeah. This is an inside joke, but yeah.
I have no further questions at this time.
Will you please retrieve the transcripts?
Yes.
And you may start and redirect if you wish.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Baker, before you entered your plea of guilty, you understand that we had no right to meet with you, correct?
Well, I'm going to object that since that's not on the list.
That's overruled.
And as far as you know, did we ever make any attempt to meet with you while you were represented by Mr. Simran?
Never, never.
Until you entered your plea, you were charged in this case with Monica Sementilli, is that right?
Correct.
And Mr. Simran had been appointed to represent you, correct?
Yes.
At some point, you decided to admit to the charge and plead guilty or no contest to the murder of Fabio Sementilli, correct?
Correct.
And you did so without speaking to me or my team first, correct?
Correct.
Your attorney was still Mr. Simran,
It was Mr. Zimmerman.
and I assume you discussed it with Mr. Simran.
Correct.
I'm going to object. This is all leading.
I'll allow this part. It's overruled.
Where did you enter your plea of guilty or no contest?
It was here at CCB.
Before Judge Cohen
Yes.
and before Prosecutor Ms. Silverman, correct?
Yes. Yes.
At any time during that, well, first of all, you understood, or did you understand that the charge included what they call overt acts? You know what I mean by overt acts?
I don't recall, no.
Did Mr. Simran tell you that along with the charge of murder, there was a list of about 50 acts that you allegedly engaged in during the course of your planning and execution of the murder?
No.
He didn't go over any of those.
No.
During your plea in court here, did anyone ask you if Monica Sementilli was involved with the planning or the execution of the murder?
We never got that far, no.
Did Judge Cohen ask you before you entered your plea if Monica Sementilli planned and executed the murder with you?
That did I recall.
Did Ms. Silverman ask you before you entered your plea if Monica Sementilli engaged in any part or plan or carrying out of the murder?
No. No.
If you had been asked that question, what would you have said?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. Can we approach?
All right.
Let me repeat the question. If you had been asked by the judge or the prosecutor as part of your plea if Monica Sementilli knew about or was part of the plan or execution of this murder, what would you have said?
She had nothing to do with it.
But no one asked you that, did they?
No.
So you were able to plead guilty or no contest without being asked if your accomplice was Monica Sementilli, correct?
Correct.
Now, after you entered your plea, did you know what the legal, well, you were sentenced also to life without parole, correct?
Correct.
At that point, did you know what the status was of Mr. Simran as far as still being your attorney or not being your attorney?
I had no idea.
Did you ever see Mr. Simran again after you entered your plea and were sentenced to life without parole?
Just one more time.
When you saw him, did he indicate to you that we, the defense...
Objection order, it's a meeting.
Again, it's premature. I'll take it, Mr. Commissioner. You may finish your question.
Did you give permission to him to tell us that you would meet with us?
Yes.
Let me interrupt you at this time, counsel. I need to tell the jury one thing before I let them go. We're going to recess for lunch until 1:30. So here's an extra treat. Since you